Hello, I'm Riddhi, a software engineer at Spotify. I work in the department that manages content that you see on the platform. My domain specifically deals with taking down or blocking the content for regulatory reasons, so that's always fun. Um, so I started my journey when I joined Credit Suisse, which is now merged with UBS, with graduate program in Hong Kong. Moved after a year to Singapore within Credit Suisse, then switched over to a hedge fund, Millennium Management, and from then on relocated with Spotify to London. So this journey of switching countries and roles made me learn quite important and valuable lessons. And I would like to take this opportunity to share one such reflection with you today. So when I was making the move from Credit Suisse to Millennium, and I was at the final stages of my interview, I was asked a really important question, which was, what is my expected salary? Something that is so simple, but just I spent hours and hours debating about. I'd asked around within my network what the minimum bump in the salary should be. The recruiters were really helpful, but this was my first time asking for what I wanted in terms of money. With the graduate programs, you don't really get that choice. You're given the salary. So after all of my research, I settled on a humble number relative to what I was earning at the time. But when I looked up what Millennium was actually paying somebody in my position, there was a huge difference in what I was expecting versus what the market value for such a position at a hedge fund was. And that difference was enough to take me down a rabbit hole of self-doubt, imposter syndrome, and I just couldn't justify to myself about asking what the data showed me. And I couldn't shake the feeling that asking for what I deserved would somehow make me seem greedy or arrogant. Bear in mind, I had really good interviews. I nailed all my technical interviews. But after getting defeated in this self-inflicted battle, I asked my partner to review my final email. And he simply asked me why I had made the decision to lowball myself. And I explained him my reasoning. And while explaining, going through that process, I began to see my situation through a completely new lens. A lens that revealed the shackles of conditioned thinking that held me back and for far too long. So I incremented the number to match the market value, and I waited. That waiting took sleepless nights and a lot of chocolate. I figured out a very important lesson during that process, a lesson that I carry with me wherever I go. The company cannot value me if I don't value myself. Asking for what I deserved is not a sign of greed or arrogance, which a lot of men find it naturally that they're basically conditioned to live with that. It is an assertion of my worth, a recognition of the skills, expertise, and dedication that I bring to the table. This was asserted more by the fact that the company countered me with just a tad bit less than what I asked for. So I would have made a 20% loss if I went with what my initial gut instinct said. So whenever I go down the rabbit hole again, I just wanted to emphasize that how important counter opinions, people from different industries, can help you remove that biases and in your own head. The decision from moving from tech to finance to tech had been a similar one. Only networking and realizing the effects of that conditioned thinking helped me take that risk, and I'm still standing. Thank you.